good for the bees. Plant a maple if you can.
Plant a maple. If nothing else in this video.
Nothing else, plant a maple.
Go out there and plant a maple.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wrap it up. Bon Appétit. Hey guys, today on It's Alive, we're here in beautiful, underrated Connecticut, and I'm here with the lovely Chrissy. Chrissy, what are we getting into today?
So happy you're here today. We are going to tap some maple trees, all right? And then after that, we're gonna boil some sap, show everyone that process, and then make some vegan blueberry pancakes.
Little maple syrup here today on It's Alive. So first, let's get to it. Let's collect some sap.
Yeah. So this is a pretty old maple. This is a good maple. It's a sugar maple. It was really cool to kind of get into this year and just learn how to identify maple trees. So like for example, you can tell with this is a maple because it's got like a shaggier bark, which happens as the tree ages. Right. And then it's like very straight and then brooms out at the top. And that's a good way to kind of identify them.
A few friends have taught me too with like. It'll look like this up top on this bigger, older maple is these buds on it where they have, if you can see here, Kevo, I don't know if you get that fancy lens or zoom in, but you can see how it does like a little split there. And then when it goes up again, it does another split. If you look around here, not a lot of trees do that. And that is a really good indicator. That and these buds, they look like little upside down ice cream cones, right?
Absolutely.
Well, it probably turns out it's not even a baby maple. No. Hey, it looks like it, right? I'm no expert. We're no experts. We're learning together.
Exactly.
If I had to put my money down, I'd say that was a baby maple. Right? So
it might. They grow in.
Might have even fell from this one.
Maybe.
Chrissy, before you start drilling holes, I gotta ask, because I've never done this
Absolutely.
before. Not to put you on the spot.
No,
but
that's
does
totally
it have to be
fine.
a certain height or thickness of tree? I mean, I'm assuming we're not getting much sap out of this little guy.
A tree has to be at least 30 years old to be.
Huh? Did you say 3 or
30?
Oh, okay.
In order for you to tap it for syrup.
So how you know?
Or sap. So if it's more than 10 inches in diameter, that's usually a good indication that you can tap it. Yeah. Just to note, like when you drill a hole as small as we're doing today to tap into the tree, it doesn't hurt the tree. Actually, once we remove the taps at the end of the season, the tree will heal itself in the year and be good for the next year.
So you said you go in about 3 inches?
2 to 3 inches deep.
Okay.
And you want to drill in at a slightly upward angle.
Put a little pitch in it?
Yeah, that way the sap flows out a little bit easier.
What kind of degree? It don't matter, just a little bit of an
Just
angle.
a little bit of an angle.
12 degrees, industry standard.
I ain't no professional, I'm an at-home mapler, all right?
A drill bit's seen some better days, huh? If anyone's watching, we need some new drill bits.
Actually, what's happening here is because we're tapping later into the season, the sap's already flowing out, if you can see that. So it's harder to drill in at this time of the year, because usually you want to tap end of January, early February.
It's drier.
It's drier.
That makes a lot of sense. I was just busting your chops.
That's okay, you can bust my chops.
Because if you think about it, right, we're collecting, when you look at a log, right, there's the center of the wood, which is the heartwood, right? And then the outside is the sapwood, and that's basically the highway.
Exactly.
It's carrying all this sap up to the trees, which is its life force, its food, right? And the reason why the spring is the time to do it is because you need temperatures where it's below freezing at night and then warm like this. I mean, it's like 50 degrees out right now, right?
40 to 50.
And that gets everything going, just flowing nice, and we're just tapping in and drawing out a little bit. I mean, it's already leaking out of the tree.
It can't even help itself.
And you know, thinking about it, as you described that, drilling into wood that is saturated with moisture does make a little bit more sense, I think, to cause a little bit more binding, especially one that's full of sugar as well, as that's heating in the drill bit. And I take it all back, Chrissy. Look, it's already dripping down the tree.
It's already dripping. Let's see if I can.
Did you taste it?
Not yet.
Look at that. Hey, you're like a pro, Chrissy.
Yeah, man. Your turn.
All right. Yeah. Now, do you know how many taps you can do in a tree this size?
This one you could probably do 2 taps. I'm just using a bamboo skewer to clean out the hole here because
it's all munged up.
It's best to get all of that.
I like that. Little details.
Yeah. It's best to get all of those shavings out. Yeah, go ahead, taste that. It tastes like slightly sugary water. That's all it tastes like at this stage.
It's gonna sound silly, but it does taste like you don't get much of a sweetness, but it does taste like you're drinking water out of a wooden cup.
It sure does, yeah.
All right, so this is the next tap. You got the little save a tree tap.
Got the little save a tree tap.
Let me take a look at that.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Yeah, Kevo, you're gonna want to see that, bud.
Mm-hmm.
So look,
little guy.
That part goes in, little. Mm-hmm. All right. And I'm assuming these little things here stop it from being pushed out.
Absolutely.
So as the wood, I'm just guessing here.
No, you're right.
With my wood knowledge, as that hole starts to want to close on itself, it'll bite those little teeth and prevent this from coming out.
Yep. So I'm just kind of gently pushing that spile into the tree.
What'd you call it?
Spile. Tap.
Spile?
Yeah, I don't know. Those are the two interchangeable names for it.
Is that? Oh, that's a real.
That's a real term.
A spile.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Is anything else a spile?
I don't know. That's a good question. Let me just get this.
Kevin, spile.
Spile.
Nice spile, Kevin. Yeah, so you want to kind of. Oh, and that's the little hook there to hang your bucket.
Sure is. And you can see.
Oh, look at it coming out
all
already.
over my face. And you don't have to go too far into the tree. Just about 5 to 7 taps will do, and it'll stay. And there's no leakage.
Look, it's already flowing.
It's already flowing.
Well, don't waste it, Chrissy.
Yeah, no wasting. All right, so I gotta put
What's
this.
that zip tie? I love
this
a zip tie.
It's a handy dandy way to hold the
You
top
like zip ties,
in place.
Chrissy?
I do.
Oh, I knew I liked you. All right, and
So
this
these
is our
were
collector.
just cleaned with like soapy hot water.
Well, you can even use a little Star Sandy or something if you want to geek out. You know, I mean, you want that thing clean out of it.
You do, exactly.
Even though we're gonna cook the hell out of it.
Yep, just to like stop any like additional bacterial growth as much as you can.
Now I'm assuming once this thing starts filling, you don't want this stuff hanging out for a couple weeks in a bucket,
No.
right? This stuff goes bad.
So like today, like if this were yesterday, we would want to collect this today because it'll go bad with the heat.
Yeah, I
especially.
mean, let's think about it. It's warm, sugary, fresh water. It is the perfect petri dish for growth.
Yep. Now that I've showed you how to do this, you want to go tap a tree?
Put me in, Coach.
All right, let's go.
Well, this is the tree we picked out before.
Yes.
A fine looking.
This is a good one.
Fine looking maple.
It actually looks a little bit older, a little bit thicker.
A little
than
thicker.
Yeah.
So did you say it had to be a certain height?
They say it's better to be a little bit closer to the trunk just because that's where a lot of the sap is.
Concentration.
Yeah.
So like
right there is perfect.
This is good.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel good about that. All right, ready?
All right, get it, Brad.
Oh, look here for flowage.
That one's already flowing. Yeah, look at that.
It's a good tree.
I know.
It's a good tree, Kev. Best I've seen my whole career. Spans decades, Kevin. All right, here we go. Let's see. Don't screw this up, Brad.
And just try to keep that straight.
Yep.
When you hammer it in, and you got it. You know it's good when it starts like spewing all over your face.
Yeah.
There you go.
What'd you need this for?
The zip tie is for, you want to put it on first.
Okay.
Behind that little shark tooth looking thing.
Yeah, behind the hanger.
Yeah. Perfect, and then you can just...
Don't I hang this on that?
Yep.
So what's that thing for?
That thing is for hanging the top.
Oh. Oh, and then that little bar goes through
Yeah,
that.
so you pull that bar out.
I see.
There you go. Some old school stuff, man. It's
Hey, those are the best ones, though.
Absolutely.
You know, less things to break, Chrissy.
Absolutely. There you go.
Tap my first maple.
Woo!
Look at that,
go, baby.
Huh? There's a thumbnail. Get your head in the background. All right, so Chrissy, we're over here at some other trees that you guys had tapped.
Yes.
Buckets, presumably full of sap, and we're gonna be collecting.
We collected some of these buckets yesterday, so we're just gonna collect some more because we had good conditions last night. So that some of them are gonna be pretty full today. This one's a good maple. It's gonna be pretty full.
Oh yeah, we're good halfway.
You
a little
see that
more.
those ones? Those are.
Yeah.
They've got the built-in.
Oh, I like that. That'll cost you $1 more. Look at that, Kevo. That's what I'm talking about. Ready?
Yep, right in. Oh, that's got weight.
Yeah, we could have put that on the ground.
Awesome.
Look at that, huh? I could see how this could, you get 25, 30 trees, a bunch of these.
And this is why people use the tubes, the tube system. I like this.
You know what? Listen, let me put this back. I'm never gonna be doing this for money or something.
Right.
And you know what I would much rather. All right, look. All right, imagine this, Chrissy. You can put the bucket down. Let's go somewhere. Real
Let's
quick.
go somewhere.
All right, we're sitting up there, right? The fire's going, right? You want to look out the window and see all these blue spider webs of plastic tubes?
Not
or you want to
really.
see this cute little Canadian bucket?
I want to see the bucket.
I'm going cute Canadian bucket every day of the week.
Laughing is good for the soul.
Oh my God, it's medicine.
Talk to me. What's going on?
We'll come back tomorrow. We'll check this one tomorrow.
Yeah. It's not good?
I mean, we can take it.
Oh,
Let's
wow,
take it
there's
because
not
you know what?
much.
It shouldn't sit long, right?
Yeah, no.
Let's
It's
take
better
it.
to just collect it.
Look at that.
There we go.
Now, you know what
But
else?
this one's flowing nicely today, so
Yeah.
it'll definitely be full tomorrow.
Oh, big time. How are we looking?
This one's also like a half.
Wow, we should take it, though.
Yeah. And actually, you could just like, I'll hold this and you can just grab the
bucket.
I would hate to if any of this went, yeah.
I would just go home. Wouldn't even say bye, wouldn't look anyone in the face. All right, so that one's, how we doing on that bucket?
This one, I think we're good with this.
We're good on that. Let me carry it.
My little muscles are in, thank you.
You're probably stronger than me. I don't know why I'm carrying this thing. That's what we need, Chrissy. We need a couple donkeys. All right, Chrissy. So we got our bucket of sap, and you know, I reckon the next step is to evaporate it, right? Boil it down, get it to where it starts to become maple syrup. So you guys set it up. We got some going already. Let's go check out where it's at.
Go check it out.
Oh, it's our resident Sugar Shack operator, the handsome Levon.
Hey, Levon.
How's it going?
So
Hey, bud, got some sap for you.
Awesome.
Levon is my boyfriend. He has actually grown up doing this maple process. So he taught me everything about mapling this year, and it's been awesome. So what we're doing here is just getting that fresh sap into an evaporation pot. And that's just gonna allow all the water to evaporate out and keep all that sweet, sugary syrup at the forefront. So I'm just gonna put that on medium heat, or high heat actually. Just let that go. Over here we've got our pre-boiled sap going, and once it reaches 216 degrees, you wanna do a midway filter. If you take a look here, there's a lot of maple sand and sediment in the syrup, so you wanna-
Question, what's
yeah.
maple sand?
Maple sand, it's like hard sugar that forms during the boiling process.
On the outside of the rim.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
crystallizes as it...
Just crystallizes.
Just kind of describe to me how you do this in stages. You mentioned like a pre-filter or a post-filter.
We started this batch early, what was that, 7 a.m.?
Yeah.
And now it's finally close to the finishing stages.
I love that it just becomes this, like, if you make it and you want it to be this, like, this ritual, this activity, this spring celebration. You know, they can only do once a year kind of thing. I dig that. Even if it takes all day, like, my imagination just roams, like, building like a little thing where you could, you know, like a little wood fire kind of thing, you know, and make a day out of it, you know?
I might be too short for this, actually. Let's see if
Oh,
I can do
wish-
it.
I feel like
Yeah,
I
I'm
should
too
help
short
you.
for this.
I'll do it.
That's sad, you know? It's one of those things. Here you go.
Oh, these are cute. You guys are just full of all the cute stuff in this house.
You'll notice it's gonna start collecting in the...
It's a pretty good pour job, Brad, I gotta say.
Sure was, sure was.
Oh, that smells. I
So
wish you guys, I say this like
good.
all the time in the show. I wish you guys could smell that. So that's our mid-filtration. We're getting out any impurities and crystals that might have formed in this process, right? That start to collect on
Exactly.
the side, like you said. And then at that temperature after this, how much more do we have to, do you guys evaporate it?
It'll probably be 15 to 20 minutes before it's
Oh, it's
completely
quick.
done.
Yep.
Wanna hold that?
Oh, let's get a shot of those impurities.
Yeah.
Get in there, Kevo.
So now from here, we're just gonna put this into the little finishing pot.
So now you do this just on like kind of a medium low, just like enough to where it's kind of just simmering, bubbling.
I don't think it's lit again.
Well, no,
Do
you
you
want
have
it
a lighter?
still. You want it still scorching. So
Oh, you want it, you're going, you want it hot.
Because we're trying to get this up to about at our elevation.
220.
219, 220.
Okay.
So we're at 217 degrees. You can see it's really boiling up, getting really bubbly. Once this hits 219, 220, it'll be at the proper sugar concentration we need.
So after this, it's final filtration and then
Yeah.
chill and eat.
218, 219.
Figure in a submarine.
Yep,
Well,
there we
once
go.
it hits it, it's fine, right?
Yeah.
You
yep.
just can't go
You want to keep it as warm as possible.
for the filtration.
Yeah. Mitt, you want to do it?
Yeah, I want to do something.
Do the honors. Grab that bad boy, filter it into the little.
I'm gonna filter it my best.
You got this.
Right into here.
So we've got a heavyweight filter
Yeah,
and a
yeah,
lightweight filter on top.
Oh, here we go.
That's just gonna make it, you know, as clear and as clean as possible.
All right.
We'll watch that sweet syrup just pour through. Oh yeah.
That's what's up, huh?
Yeah, yup. Isn't that beautiful?
It's beautiful.
Look how clear and clean that is. I noticed my first couple batches were a little bit lighter. Now we're like at the second stage, which
Oh,
would
is it-
typically be grade B. It's got more of that deep maple flavor.
I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to ask, and if maybe you guys knew, Well, you see different grades of, grade A, grade B, darknesses, robust,
Robust,
Is that
yeah.
just in the process? Oh, Swappo. Good, you guys are a good team.
Vermont actually changed the standards for the grading system. The reason why was a lot of people were viewing the grades as like a
Like B is bad?
Yeah, B is bad, C is the worst. But really, the only difference is that different parts of the season, you get different colors syrup, and they have different properties. So earlier in the season, you get a very light, delicate syrup. Now we're at kind of like the midway point, so this is like, used to be considered grade B syrup because it's got more of that mapley flavor. The tree changes throughout the season as it gets closer to budding.
Right.
And that changes the flavor of the...
And the color or no?
And the color.
Yeah. And it's going to be, B is going to be a little bit more mapley tasting, whereas your A is a little lighter.
Okay.
So that's like what this is, I would say. I don't know.
So this is what, A?
I think it's actually
Flirting
B
with
if
B?
we
I would
think
think
about
it's
the ones we
B
did earlier
more,
in the
like-
season. And then grade C is usually your really dark, robust end of season
Yeah, I like
maple.
that sometimes.
You do? Yeah?
Yeah,
It's really strong. I have mixed feelings on it, but it's definitely good for like baking.
sure. Maybe I've never had it then.
It's harder to get because it's so strong that they usually use it for like more fillings.
Maple
or, like,
candies and stuff.
Oh, okay. All right, guys, so we got our finished product. We went through, the evaporation, cooked it down, maple syrup. Final filtration, it's cooling down a little bit. I'm trying my hardest. It took me everything I have to just not, I put my fingers right in the pocket.
Always.
I don't even, but I'm holding back. And you shared your recipe with me. It was a vegan pancake mix batter that we used some of my sourdough starter to, and I whipped it up yesterday, brought it here. Why don't we make a little sourdough? Let me make you guys a sourdough pancake.
Let's do it. Well, we're
Put
gonna
some
have
hot
some.
maples. Can we use this?
Yeah,
Still-
we'll use
still
this.
Hot.
Absolutely.
Look at us, huh? All right, so I'll clean this up. If you want to grab some of the pancake
Yeah.
stuff, and then let's cook it outside.
Let's go.
right?
Let's go. I'll be right back. So we're gonna make some
Sourdough
vegan
pancakes.
blueberry sourdough pancakes. And actually, Brad brought some sourdough starter of his, which I'm so lucky to have because my sourdough starter is a baby. It's only about 3 months old. So as the base, we have 2 cups of organic all-purpose flour, a cup of sourdough starter, 2 cups of buttermilk, which is just oat milk with some apple cider vinegar, and we have some brown sugar. And we'll start by making our flax egg. So we have 2 tablespoons of flaxseed here. What we're gonna do is just pop 6 tablespoons of water into that, and it's gonna gel up and like turn into an egg-like substance after a couple of minutes. We've got a half teaspoon of vanilla extract. We've got some cinnamon, so I'm just gonna hit this with a little cinnamon. You like cinnamon?
I love cinnamon.
Good. All right, cool. I didn't ask you before.
That's okay.
And we have a teaspoon of baking soda, and that's just gonna aerate our batter a little bit. And a little bit of sunflower oil. For now, I'll just give this a good stir once over. And
Well, that looks nice. Look how
yeah,
bouncy
right?
that is.
It's super bouncy. So now you can
Oh,
actually
yeah,
see
look at
that.
that.
The flax egg, it's like nice and thick.
It's like a broken vinaigrette.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just gonna pop that right in. That was an equivalent of 2 eggs. Last but not least, we're gonna add these blueberries, a couple blueberries.
I hate blueberries. No, I'm just kidding. I love blueberries.
I
Am I
was-
a monster? But you asked about the cinnamon.
Oh,
you just
I
assumed
did.
I liked
I
blueberries.
assumed you liked blueberries, Brad. I thought you were a good man. And that's it, folks. We got our batter.
Now, Chrissy, are you? You pancaking, right? You wait for the bubbles.
I wait for the bubbles and for the edges to get a little bit.
A little bit of looking done on the
Yeah.
outsides. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the best shaped job I've had, but that's okay. We do
It's
we'll do
thick
a little
too,
patch
so it
job,
makes it a little.
patch job. A little patcharoo, Brad. You were very kind because you know what? As the great hostess you are, you gave me the better setup.
Absolutely.
I mean, I brought my own skillet because it's the kind of guy I am. But I got the better burner. You're sitting in like mud over there,
Yeah.
using a camping stove.
Yeah.
And COVID. Let's blame COVID, please.
There you
Well,
go.
don't look bad. I've made worse.
It's not the prettiest, but she'll taste good. Here we
Look
are.
at that cute little spatula I got. It's made of titanium, Kev. Lightweight. Doesn't slow me down in my flipping. And it doesn't rust. That's a good little setup. I can do a little service here. Kev, what do you want? Short stack? You got it, babe. Hey, pancakes look great.
Yeah.
Sourdough pancakes, what could be blueberry sourdough
Blueberry.
pancakes with maple syrup that we just made.
Yes. Fresh.
Oh, and you put butter on
Smacked it with a little butter on top.
Yeah, I feel like that's like a real classy move, huh? Those look great. We did a great job.
We did.
This reminds me of like school, right? And like Chrissy, you are obviously the girl I would have been talking to and like trying to cheat off of. Chrissy, 27. She put C. Totally.
That is
Look
so
at this
good.
thing.
That's
Where did
good.
you get this? I want one. Except it needs like a little, I'll use my leg as a
It
little,
needs
little
some
shim.
stabilization.
This is great. Spring has sprung. We made maple syrup.
This is
Blueberry
awesome.
sourdough blueberry pancakes. Well, let's eat, shall we?
Let's go.
I'm gonna taste the maple syrup. I'm just gonna wet the fork by itself. I feel like we kind of have to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, come on.
Taste this batch.
It's delicious. You know, the first thing I think of when I taste it is how bad like fake maple syrup is. It's so good.
It
almost
really
is like
good.
the way it fried up in the cast iron. It almost like the edges of it almost with the syrup. It almost tastes like a donut. I get why people
You
like
know?
pancakes.
I'm glad I
Because
could
back in the
convert
day,
you.
this is the only type of pancake.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chrissy, do you find much of a difference in, I mean, other than the color, but when you like say like a grade B or a grade A, like this is like has a really nice, clean, sweet flavor, but it's not like robust, overpowering, like molassesy.
Right.
Like you were kind of describing that you would get with like grade C.
And as I said earlier, that yeah, as the season continues, like every batch is slightly unique.
And you find variation in year to year?
Not even just during the changes of the season.
In the season,
Yeah.
Okay. And I think it's just so neat to be able to do it yourself if you have, you know, a few trees. And like, that wasn't a major operation, you know, as far as like,
Right.
very respectful to the trees, kind of very minimal footprint. I like it.
It's cool.
Chrissy, thank you again, you and Levon, for having me out to make maple syrup with you guys and just sharing your property and your trees and your setup with me. You know, it's something that I've been wanting to do my whole life. I've never actually tapped a maple tree, but it's something I'm going to carry on and do with my kids, you know, for as long as they want to do it with me. Seeing how it's really done and what goes into doing it, it's inspiring.
It's so much fun, and it makes you get outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gives you a reason to always be out in nature, and I really like that about this activity.
100%, and it helps you respect it, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you want to go drilling all these holes in your tree and killing it? No, of course not. Well, thank you,
Thanks
Chrissy.
for coming.
Yeah, thanks
This is
again.
awesome.
And like I said, I put my finger in that jar of maple syrup, so I'm gonna have to bring it home with me.
It's yours,
It's for
baby.
your safety. All right, Chrissy, these outros are getting, you know, it's me. I'm awkward. Let's get these out. The way I wrap it up is I usually just go Bon Appétit. Please do
All
it
right.
for me.
Bon Appetit.
It was awesome. Thank you so much. Cool, thank you. I'm getting out of this desk chair.
Yeah.
I
yep,
failed.
yep.
I don't give a shit.
That's
The
it.
test is over.
That's it.
Class dismissed.
Class dismissed.